Jeff Williford. Good morning, Jeff. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a busy next few days for you guys. Can you start off by just telling us the timeline here, trying to get ahead of this weather coming in?
Yeah, honestly, the timeline starts really all year long, kind of in summer. We start preparing our equipment. We start making sure we have enough storage of brine and things like that. But really in the fall, we start ramping up, double checking the machines, double checking equipment, checking our stock of brine and things like that. And so really, we're ready to go. Right now, the plan is to start Friday morning, tomorrow morning, with brine operations. And so we'll start hitting major roadways, overpasses, bridges. Those tend to freeze first. And so we'll do that throughout the 8-county district here in East Texas. And so we'll do that first. Our teams will be on standby. Right now, we don't have it scheduled for 24-hour shifts. But that could obviously change at any moment. So our guys are always ready. They work hard. They live here in East Texas too, and so they want to make sure that things are safe and prepared like they should be.
Yeah, so it sounds like you guys start in several seasons before, we're even thinking about severe weather. Is it you start with the expectation that you guys will be needed, therefore you're prepared when it happens?
Yeah, we always like to be prepared. We had a winter meeting in October of this year in Atlanta. We met with local law enforcement representatives from Arkansas Department of Transportation, Louisiana, Texas. We met with the Forest Service. We met with anyone you can think of with an acronym for a name. So we met with them, kind of went over what was expected. The National Weather Service was there, gave us kind of their broad outlook of what they thought might happen this winter season. And so that just got us prepared. But yeah, we just shared best practices, what we do, how we do it, and just kind of go from there. So, we always kind of look ahead. We plan ahead. We work with local law enforcement. We work with the National Service every day. We get updates. And so we try to plan ahead as best we can.
Yeah, speaking of planning ahead, I know you said that you're going to begin treating some of the overpasses and bridges on Friday. Now, we do know that rain is forecast for Friday. Does that delay you guys getting out on the roads?
Yeah, it could. With a little rain, we could still put down the brine solution. If it does rain heavily, we will have to wait a little, but we're playing it by ear. We're checking out the forecast. We're going to see our maintenance guys are ready to go. They plan to start really early in the morning. Again, most of them have said that they're going to wait and see what the rain is doing, but we should be able to still get it down before the weather does start rolling in. That's one thing we have to keep in mind. Once that solution is down, it will stay down up to 3 to 4 days, sometimes even longer, depending on weather. And so, we're trying to get it done, but make sure it's done right.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned that 3 to 4 day shelf life of the brine solution on the road. Now, that kind of backs right up to that timeline of Monday when those icy conditions are really supposed to, that Arctic weather is what our morning meteorologist called it, is supposed to settle in. So are there plans for a Monday, maybe Sunday night retreatment?
Yeah, after we do the solution on Friday, we'll continue to look at conditions. Our guys always are reapplying the brine solution itself. It does lower the temperature when the moisture comes down, it'll lower the freezing point, and so it slows down that freezing process. And so that's one thing that will help with the pretreatment. Now, if we start to see bridges that do start to have ice form on it or roadways, we can reapply brine. We can also put down sand or other granular materials that will help with traction. But we always monitor those things, and we update. It's a good place to go is TxDOT.org. It's something that we update. Our maintenance guys update that, give you conditions, hopefully as they're happening, as soon as they can update it.
Yeah, you guys must have a very close relationship with the National Weather Service in order to be able to coordinate those. Is there a streamlined service between you two, or is there a guy that's parked in front of a news station, in front of our KLTV meteorologist? How does that conversation work?
That was part of the meeting we had in October. We heard from Matthew Heinze. He's a TxDOT employee. He works out of Austin, but he works hand in hand with the National Weather Service. He sends out daily emails that are very informative, usually 3 to 4 days out, giving us an outlook of what they're seeing. He'll do that. He works with different organizations on like the solar eclipse that's coming up. He handled those things as well, and so he gave us an update on that as well. But yeah, we hear daily. He is our point man on that. He talks to all the maintenance supervisors throughout the state. We have 25 districts throughout the state. And so that's a lot of people. The Tyler district is 8 counties here in East Texas, and so there's a lot of people that we try to get that messaging to and the updates to. But yeah, we do the best we can. Like I said, we know that things can change quickly. I think if you ask Mark or any of the meteorologists there, they would know that yeah, this could change quickly. So we always ask people to pay attention to local media, radio, even social media to try to stay on top of things.
Absolutely, those are vital resources. Now, do you have any, what would be, I guess, your best advice for East Texas drivers on how to stay safe in inclement weather such as this? If there are, icy roadways, we suggest the number one thing is if you don't have to drive, stay at home. Now we know that can't be realistic for some people. Some people do have to go to work, and so if you do get out, make sure you are driving slowly. Make sure you are paying attention to what you are doing. Put your phone away. Do your best. Make sure that bridges, overpasses, be aware that those do freeze quicker than roadways. And so as you approach those, be very cautious. The brine solution that we put down is not a cure-all for everything. It slows the process down, but roadways can still get slick. And so we want to emphasize that, make sure that people are doing their part, watching their speed, paying attention. Don't follow too closely to the car in front of you. If you see our trucks out, don't follow them too closely because they are moving quickly, trying to get the solution down. But yeah, it's just if you don't have to get out and drive when the weather's bad, we suggest staying home. But if you do, just do all you can to be safe, watch your speed. Absolutely, Jeff. Thanks so much for being here this morning. Before we go, one more time, what was that website that everyone can go to look up road closures as well as conditions of the roads?
Sure. It's drivetexas.org. It is a TxDOT website. It's active year round. It'll give you updates on projects and things like that. But during winter weather, it's especially helpful to know kind of what conditions are like. You can click on those roadways. It'll give you an idea of what the issue is there. If it's slow traffic, if it's a crash, or if it's icy roadways, it's a good place to check out.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on that you think East Texas drivers need to know ahead of the storms?
Not really. Just be prepared. Stay aware. You can follow us. You can follow any of the local stations on social media. They'll do their part to get the word out. But yeah, we're working hard to make sure we're doing all we can to keep people safe out there.
And we're grateful for it. Jeff Williford, Tyler District TxDOT Public Information Officer. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning, giving us all that we need to know about the roads ahead of this winter storm coming in. Thanks again for joining us, Jeff.
You're welcome. Thank you.